Last summer, we had gone to the winter break and we were sitting second place in the table. We're trying to chase down Slough Wrocław as we attempt to win a third title in 7 years and to stop them from winning their second season in a row. So hopefully we can continue doing it, and let's see how we got on as we got to the youth intake. An intake I like the look of. The first game we had was away from home against Legia Warszawa and we beat them 5-1. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why this happened, but 5-1 is 5-1, and I'm taking this kind of performance any day of the week, especially if it meant that we can continue our charge towards the league title. This is also the last game I had before the winter update happened. So this is the last game I had, and I'm thinking to myself, if we're doing this work against Legia Warszawa in the original update, what's going to happen in the new update? So I'm hoping to myself things don't go badly. But seeing the likes of Alexander Supreme getting a goal, Dariusz Jasinski getting a brace here as well, Grzegorz Pawlak getting a goal, and seeing Jakub Zielinski getting a goal in the 90th minute of the game to ensure that we did finish up with a 4-goal lead. And made me think that we could potentially do the League Cup double this season. So when we took on Górnik Zabrze and only drew 1-0 thanks to Alexander Supreme equaliser, I was a little concerned, as I'm sure you can understand, especially with the new match engine and the update just happening. I wasn't 100% sure if that had changed things, but I thought to myself, well, we can drop points. It's not the end of the world. We came from behind to get this, and it could always be worse. As long as Alexander Supreme continues to get goals and we can continue to come back from behind to get results, I don't mind. Especially when we didn't deserve to lose this game and we probably should have got a win, but that's also just me. So we then went to the next game against Podkarpacka Bielsko-Biała, and we managed to win this game thanks to a late winner from Sebastian Gokowski, and we deserved to win this game comfortably. They're down at 10 inside 90 minutes, and against a team I've struggled against in recent years, this was a good result. Our next game was at home against Lech Poznan, and we were pretty good in this game and deserved to win by 0-0. A goal from Adrian Wójcik was really good as well, and I was hoping that we can do more and more, but a 1-0 win still a 1-0 win, even if I wanted more goals, but I'm hoping things are going well. Also, yes, I'm using Google Translate to try and pronunciate the names better, so if I get some of the names wrong, I apologize in advance. So our next game was against Slough Wrocław, and I thought to myself, we can win this game, especially in a competition I love to pieces. I wanted to win the Puchar Polski for the third time in 4 years, and I thought after we took the lead thanks to Robert Kowalski, Alexander Supreme, I was going to be happy, especially when Supreme gave us the lead back after Luis Hubert gets a goal back to equalise. And even though we missed a penalty, Gokowski getting the third goal sealed the deal, and we're beating the league leaders in the cup, and we deserve to win it. So hopefully we've got a third cup in 4 years heading our way. We have Legia next, so yeah, it could be good. But then we took a Wisla Kraków and we gave away a lead here. Now, do I think we deserve to win? Yes, but not by much. So honestly, in some regards, this was undeserved that they got the goal, but they had 2 moments of momentum. They scored one of those momentum moments, and yeah, I think we should have won this game, but that's just me. If we want to win the Ekstraklasa for the 3rd time in our history, then we need to do much better in the future. The last game we had was against Miasto Legnica, and I was happy. Another win to our collection. We're picking up the wins quite nicely. We've only dropped 4 points since the winter break ended, and it's good to see us getting more and more goals, so hopefully this can continue. In the Ekstraklasa, we've actually dropped behind to 6 points now in the league after the last 6 games. Slough Wrocław have been really good in the league so far, and the fact we're dropping behind by a few more points, I want to admit, isn't ideal, but it could always be better. We've got 9 games left in the league campaign to pick up the pace. We are 11 points clear of 3rd place, so really, I can't complain too much. But still, let's look at the youth intake, shall we? This, ladies and gentlemen, is our youth intake, and I'd like to think this is our best one we've had in a very long time. So we'll go through every single player that has got a force of potential ability or above, and we're even going to talk about a player that actually has come from our affiliates for the very first time. So that's exciting, isn't it? The first person I want to talk about is Łukasz Sulek, and he is promising. The fact he's got the description of promising is helpful. Yes, there is a con, big con that you can spot in the top corner immediately. He is inconsistent in the red variety. Not ideal, but he plays in the role I want for my team immediately. Inverted winger on the left, and he's got good crossing, and he's determined, he's got good passing, good technique. There's a lot of things to like about him, but Sulek needs to develop quite quickly if we're going to use him in the first team. The next player we're going to talk about is Michalski, and I think, again, good player, really good player. For what we have, it's great. He's actually more of a winger than anything else, which is not ideal. I could use him as a striker now. Might be a bit ambitious to try and use him as a striker, but he's got the attributes I like for some strikers. He's also considered a promising attacking midfielder. He's a spirited personality. He is good for his age, and I think we can definitely do quite well with him. I just need to do more with him and try and get more than what I'm seeing right now out of the talent. He probably needs to be playing in a different position, and he's probably playing our position for what I want. And if anything, I'm going to go and look at this now. If I wanted to play him further back, and I'm going to do this with you guys. So let's say, for example, Mazzola support. He could do it, but not to the best of his ability. So let's now look at box to box. His tackling will take it away from him, and positioning as well. And then deep line playmaker on defend. It wouldn't utilize his best ability, his best attributes, and I think maybe the striker role is the best role for him. But how do I get the best out of him is my question. I don't know, so hopefully we can get the best out of him in the future. So Marcin Lipka is the next player on the list, and he looks quite good. And I feel like I can comfortably say we have got an abundance of really good right backs now at the club, and if he doesn't develop, something has gone very wrong for him. But he's probably my best hope for an exciting right back who can play wing back. I need to work on his off the ball ability, but 15 tackling, 11 marking, 12 crossing. Yes, he needs a few other areas he needs to improve in, but the first thing first, attacking movement, I got to improve on him. He's quite exciting, and I really like the look of him. So this guy could be my first team quite quickly and make some appearances on the bench if we get some injury crises, but hopefully it won't come to that. He's inconsistent and it's a bit slow, but we can work on that. So Damian Hellman is another goalkeeper that we have. We seem to have a lot of good goalkeepers. He's very inconsistent though, which is a pain, and he's only 6 foot, so maybe that is an issue for him, but he's got potential to be quite good. He does have some attributes I like for my goalkeepers in the super keeper in the sport, but needs a bit of work either way. We're going to have to work on him long term before we can even consider the idea of bringing him to the first team, especially when our main goalkeeper is quite good. Then again, comparing him to Michal Novak is quite difficult, and I don't think anyone can really compare to him in my first team plans right now. Now, Siskos Grabe, I'm actually looking at the translation, is literally translation in English for Christopher Week. No idea if it's actually truth or not, but it's funny either way. He is very consistent for my liking, and really, really brave. So that's already points in his area of the pitch. And he can play center midfield for some bizarre reason. Why? No idea. Never going to use him there. But 6'2", 11 heading, 15 tackling, 13 jumping reach, 14 aggression, 20 bravery. Why would I not use him as a centre back? Now, admittedly, I think we need to use him as just a normal centre back or a ball playing defender, because that's kind of what we use or looking to use in the future. Does need some work, but he's got some good attributes either way. I'm happy we've got this guy. Patrick Sawinski is another goalkeeper who has got some exciting potential. Fairly professional this time. 6'1", so already has some more things I like than the other goalkeeper. He is inconsistent as well, which is not as bad as the other guy, but definitely needs work. He's a bit competitive for my liking, but we can definitely work with him and do stuff with him in the long term. Piotr Wiens is another centre-back who has potential and actually is considered a promising centre-back this time by the media. He is inconsistent, yes. Does need to work a bit on his heading and his marking, his positioning, and a few other areas of the game, but I like him more than the other guy. He's also a bit weak as well. He needs to strengthen up a little bit, but we can work on him. He's only 15. He's got great potential. I have a lot of faith in this guy, even if he's unambitious. I hate unambitious people, but they can actually be useful sometimes. So if he can work as hard as his work rate says, then we might have a good player. Even if he tries to play his way out of trouble, that might be an issue. Kasper Smolik. Now, am I mad for thinking this guy's a striker, or am I not? Because I look at him and I think he's a kind of striker that will come and help with the pressing game, help with the possession game more, because he comes here to get the ball, allows his other players to overlap him and get further forward. He is an attacking midfielder first and foremost, but I feel like he's wasting his finishing if he's not doing other things. So he could be Mazzala, could be box to box, but I don't know. I feel like striker could work for him as well, because his 5 aggression is not going to help him. I just feel like a striker's a good thing for him. He just feels like he can fit the role, even if his dribbling and acceleration and his pace needs work. But hey, it's not the end of the world, even if he's inconsistent and unambitious. What is it with unambitious players being good in my team, honestly? Kawatagiel is another player that I have a lot of potential for, even if he can play on both wings, and he can be inverted wing on both wings. We need to really make him be better further forward, which is the long-term goal. And again, let's try and play his way out of trouble, but he could be worse. That's what I'm saying. He could always be better, but he definitely could be worse. So, a left back in Kodil Odoran, who I'm going to train to play as a normal left back, not just a wing back. So, he likes to try and play long-range passes, but he's Turkish and Bulgarian. He came from my affiliates, Slavia Sevilla, and I'm excited to see what we can do with him. And I feel like we've got an opportunity to do really good stuff with him. He's unambitious, yes, and that's annoying. He's injury prone, he's inconsistent, but he's got a lot of things I want. And if he works on his game and improves, then we could have another star on our hands. And that, for me, is exciting. So yes, that is the youth intake. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this and see whether or not you agree with my assessment. This is probably our best intake we've had in a number of years, and could be our best intake in the save, because of the fact that our team is challenging for the title in 5th place in predictions, is doing well in the league, and we've just produced this kind of potential and this kind of accountability now. And I don't know, I just feel like it's a good time to get this ability and to get these people coming in. I really do. We do have £62.5 million in the bank as well. We're still rich, so I like to think we're not going to lose any players, but I just want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all this down below. It's kind of cool to see how this is progressing. I do remember one more thing I want to talk about, and that is actually the coefficients. And we're going to lose some positions this year because we only got 5.4, which is a shame. And the Czech Republic's going to go above us, as is one other nation. I think it's just Czech Republic. Looking at this, is it just a Czech Republic? Yes. We're going to lose 1 position in the table, which is fine, as long as we don't lose any more positions to like Greece or Switzerland or something like that, because I feel like we can definitely progress and recover this for next year. We've got a bad year coming up, so we're losing a bad year next year, so we're going to try and replace that. And the next 3 years, we just need to match up what we've done in the previous couple of years and do better and better. Swartz didn't do so well in the Champions League this year. They actually only finished 27th in the league phase, which is a bit of a shame, but I know that if given an opportunity to do it in the future and to get better seedings, they will do better next time out. In the Europa Conference League, Lechia Gdańsk are actually doing better than they have done in recent times. They actually got 13th place, so they qualify for the playoffs, which is a bit weird that West Ham only got 9th. I've just realised West Ham got 9th and finished behind Astana. So, how on earth did Kilmarnock, Klagenfurt, and Astana finish ahead of West Ham? Are West Ham really this bad now? Good lord. I know they're bad in the league, because I'm supposed to be finishing in 20th place in the Premier League, but goodness me. Lechia Gdańsk actually managed to beat Malmo in the knockout playoff round, which was really good for them and good for the coefficient points here. Unfortunately, they then took on Napoli in the round of 16 and were beaten 5-1 overall, but it's better than expected. West Ham actually got through this round. They still got to play. Okay, so West Ham, despite struggling in the Premier League, this is going to be painful for you West Ham fans, by the way. I'm just going to say this here now. You're kind of rubbish in this universe, and I don't know why. So, apologies in advance. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. Hope you guys enjoy yourselves. Hope you guys like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me a lot. And I hope we're doing better in the future, and that we can win the league this year. But either way, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.